Hello. The prosecution would like to thank the members of the jury for their time and attention during this trial. As my co-counsel, Daniel Becerra, stated during opening statements, we represent the state of Florida in this case. The prosecution is charging the defendant, Larry Riley, with the crime of armed robbery or first-degree felony. The prosecution understands the seriousness of this charge, and with that, we have provided ample evidence to prove that the defendant, Larry Riley, was the assailant of the armed robbery against the victim, Val Potempa, on the night of December 15th. On the night of December 15th, Val Potempa, a hard-working businessman, went to leave for his car after a long day of working hard to earn the money out of his Val's Chicken House takeout business. On his way to the car, he was attacked by an armed assailant who he has identified as Larry Riley. Larry Riley had a handgun and stole from Val Potempa $400, the profits from the day of work. Val Potempa was told by Larry Riley that he must hand over the cash or have his brains blown out by the handgun. Val Potempa was also told to wait 5 minutes before doing anything. Val Potempa called Sam Polk after the cash was stolen by Larry Riley and reported to him that he would be able to recognize Larry Riley if he saw him again. Val Potempa described Larry Riley and told Sam Polk that at the time of the robbery, Larry Riley was wearing a cap that covered only up to his forehead, so his face was still identifiable. Sam Polk also wrote that the parking lot where the armed robbery occurred was well lit by a floodlight 60 feet away. On December 20th, Val Potempa recognized Larry Riley as the assailant when Larry Riley went inside Val's Chicken's house. He called Sam Polk, and Sam Polk made the arrest of Larry Riley and had probable cause to do so, as there had been a string of armed robberies in the community, and Sam Polk did his duty by arresting the assailant as identified by the victim of the crime. Later that day, during a police lineup, Earl Grandoff, a victim of another armed robbery in the area, identified Larry Riley out of a police lineup of 6 people as the armed assailant of the armed robbery that had occurred against him, Earl Grandoff. The prosecution has more evidence to provide than this regarding Larry Riley's guilt in the armed robbery of Val Potempa. Larry Riley has lied on the stand. He has lied in his reports made to the police. In his report to ACA Carla Blackburn, Riley stated that on the night of the crime, he was with his neighbor, Martha Stewart, on a date to the movies. However, Martha Stewart herself has come out and disqualified this testimony. She has stated that she was not with Larry Riley at the time of the crime. On the day of the armed robbery, Martha Stewart has said that she was working at her job as a nurse and was only with Larry Riley the day after the armed robbery, the 16th of December. On this date to the movies on the 16th of December, Martha Stewart claimed that Larry Riley had bragged about $400 that he had won from a casino. The prosecution has found no evidence suggesting that Mr. Larry Riley went to a casino, that he won any money at a casino. However, the prosecution has found ample evidence suggesting that Larry Riley got that $400 he was bragging about from the victim of this case, Val Potempa. The prosecution asked the jury to consider the evidence presented and deliver a fair verdict. A failure to sentence Larry Riley for this crime would not only be a failure to the prosecution in terms of its responsibility to deliver justice and a proper punishment to criminals as they deserve them, but also a threat to the community, as Larry Riley is an individual who is dishonest and has the ability to commit crimes like this in the future if he is allowed to walk free today. Larry Riley was let go of his job several months ago and was in dire need of financial assistance. He had held a job at General Motors for 6 years and took out his lack of income on a local businessman who was just trying to retain his hard-earned profits of the day. He also lied on the stand repeatedly regarding his whereabouts on the 15th. He was not at a casino because if he was and did win the money at the casino, it would have had to been on a different date than he claimed. His timeline is wrong. Martha Stewart, the person who he had claimed to be with on the night of the robbery, was not with him then. We have no evidence to suggest that he had ever visited a casino. Please, as the jury, make a decision that benefits the rest of your community and also ensures that the criminal, in this case, Larry Riley, receives proper punishment for his crimes. Thank you for your time.